All right, welcome to tonight's team call. We're going to start off the team call. I got my little agenda up here with our April calendar, some recognition as far as Success Club and the leadership ladder goes. We're going to talk about going for no, and we're going to kind of buckle down and get serious after some cruise updates and announcements and talk about what exactly you need to do if you want to get serious about your business, which this business is what you make it, right? So you can buckle down and get serious and kind of take it to the next level at any time. So what we're going to start with is our April calendar. And let me pull it up. I think it's on my desktop, which is a mess. So don't, just ignore that. Let's see. Well, it was on my desktop. I thought. Shoot, I hope I didn't lose that. Okay, sorry guys. I should have been more organized. I just made, okay, here we go. Okay. All right, April calendar. We're gonna do things a little bit differently tonight. Shoot, you can't see it anymore, can you?
No, does it look weird on your part?
Can you see it now?
Hold on, it just like went away for a second. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Got it. Okay. All right, so next weekend is already April. So on Monday, we have our new coaches who are in our new coach training. We're kind of going to be joining forces all together, and there's new coaches running a challenge group that starts on Monday. So new coaches, if you're watching this recording, make sure that you're continuing to invite people into the challenge group. They can purchase a challenge pack from you. They can already have a fitness program, whatever. We're just going to get people in a challenge group and get started. So you guys can kind of get practice running your first challenge group. Every Monday you see National Wake Up Call at 11 Eastern time. Oh my gosh, what time zone are you even in, Sam?
It is actually, I guess it'd be Pacific, right?
I guess. Yeah. So are you 3 hours behind us?
No.
No, Hawaii's more than that.
It's 2:07.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're 5 hours behind us.
6.
Oh, 6. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. All right. So we'll keep that in mind. Oh, so that National Wake Up Call is going to be way early for you. You can listen to the replay. Okay. National Wake Up Call is every Monday morning if you're on the East Coast at 11 a.m. And don't forget, you can always listen to the replay. A lot of times I'm at work and I'm busy, and so that's what I always do. But I make sure I'm listening to that call every Monday or Tuesday, the beginning of my week, to kind of give me that extra motivation for the week that I need. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, we have our Knockouts United calls. This coming a week from Saturday is Super Saturday. And I bet they have Super Saturday in Hawaii, if you look it up. But they're all over the country, and you just want to find the closest one to you and make plans to go, you guys. It's pretty cool. You get to meet a lot of coaches in the area and hear what a lot of other teams are doing and just kind of get a fresh perspective on your Beachbody business. On April 4th, I just created the group today, I guess, for our next virtual sneak peek. So make sure you're adding anyone in there who you think might make a good coach. And then as far as our new coach training goes, we're going to kick that off the next week. So what I want to do is the night before we start, we're going to offer a new coach kickoff call. And you guys, not everyone has to be on that. I'll run the call, and any new coaches can jump on. If you guys want to jump on too, then that's cool too. I'll post the info in our team page. And the way we're going to run it is a little differently once again. We're going to do a week of Coach Basics training and then a week of social media training. And that's going to be it. Okay, so we're trying to condense things and just get things moving. And that's pretty much it for this month so far. You should be starting your own challenge group somewhere on here, okay? You should always, always, always know when your next challenge group is going to be and be advertising for a challenge group. I think the biggest issue with coaches not seeing success comes from a lack of organization. So That's why it's super important to sit down and look at your next month. And even the next coming month, I do want to put together a May calendar here in the next week or two, just so I know exactly what is coming next. So I can look here and I see April 4th, virtual sneak peek. That means all next week, I want to be promoting and inviting to my virtual sneak peek, okay? And then I want to make sure Monday the 4th, after that, I have all week to actually sign these coaches and get them set up and ready for the new coach kickoff call on April 10th. Okay, so this is just kind of my calendar that I follow. You guys feel free to follow the same calendar. Get your coaches in on whatever I'm doing. But definitely make sure you know when your next challenge group is coming up, okay? The next thing we'll do is, where is it? Want to pull up. Okay. I did want to give a shout out to a couple people. Morgan McCarthy and Courtney Pund, you guys have moved up on the leadership ladder. If you do not know what the leadership ladder is, when you log into your Coach Online office and click the leadership ladder tab at the top of your Success Club box, you'll see which rung you're at and kind of the qualifications. It's just a different way, aside from rank, in measuring your success in your business. So I think we talked about it before. It'll go over your commission, your personally sponsored coaches who have 1 Success Club point or more, your rank, your week leg volume, just a couple different ways to measure your business. And you start out kind of with no title, just as your regular coach. And then the next step up is a business builder. And Courtney and Morgan have achieved business builder status. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them. Congratulations, you guys. And this is something that will change monthly. So you're going to want to keep up with the momentum that you've already built, and you'll be pushing for team builder next. I also want to give a shout out to people on Success Club or on the board with Success Club points. And off the top of my head, Linda, Brittany, Morgan, Melanie signed a coach this month. Liz Schoonmaker, I know you're at 4 points. Morgan's at 6 points. Keep up the good work, guys, okay? We still have a week left this month. Okay, so the bulk of the call for tonight. I read an awesome book this past week, actually on the way home from the cruise on our flight, called Go for No. And it really kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things in my business, and I wanted to share them with you guys. Let's see. Whoa, I've never seen this view. I don't think this is what I want to do. Okay, we'll just keep it like this. Okay, so we want to talk about going for no. So let's talk first about failure. I wrote up here 2 kind of different models of how things can progress. You can be kind of in the middle somewhere, and on one side can be success and the other side can be failure. And whatever decisions you make, if you succeed, you had one way. If you fail, you had the other way. And that's probably how a lot of people think. They think of themselves in the middle. Okay, I got this new coaching opportunity, a new business that I can build. I'm either going to succeed or I'm going to fail. It's going to go one way or the other, right? No, that's not how it works. Basically, you're over here, okay? You're here on one end with this new coaching opportunity. You're going to build a business. Then comes failure and lots of failure. And then comes success, okay? Really, if you think about it, it'll be you, and it'll be like fail, succeed, fail, fail, succeed, succeed, fail, 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 succeed, okay? You're kind of going to go, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that picture where it's like, here's your plan, and then here's God's plan for you. It's like all up and down, and you've got obstacles, and you got to jump over this river and whatever. It's never how you plan it, right? And you go through some difficult times, but that's what makes it worth it in the end. So you want to check your model. Which model are you operating under? Because I guarantee you a lot of us start out operating under that top model. We want to change our mindset and make sure we're looking at the bottom model, okay? You have to understand failure is not a bad thing. Somehow failure got this totally negative connotation. That's not how we need to look at it, right? You're going to fail a lot before you succeed. So I have a quote at the bottom here. Most people have attained their greatest success one step beyond their greatest failure. So what does that mean? That means when you fail at something, whatever it may be, you can't get discouraged and you have to keep pushing forward because success is right around the corner. Okay, failure is just a stepping stone. If you think about it, we talked the other week about how when you're a kid, you're really the only things you're scared of is loud noises and falling. And then everything else you just kind of picked up from society or different experiences. You know, I don't think little kids are like naturally terrified when you're 1 year old. I don't think you're naturally terrified of a spider. I think you just see it and you're kind of like, whoa, what? I mean, I'm sure some kids try to eat spiders. I don't know. I don't have kids. But you see these crazy movies, you see these huge tarantulas, and all of a sudden, you know people don't like spiders. You don't like spiders, okay? It's like learned behavior, okay? So think about if a kid is asking their mom for a cookie. Mom, can I have a cookie? No. Mom, I really want a cookie. No. Mom, can I have a cookie? They're persistent, right? And the word no does not really faze them. They don't get discouraged or upset. They just keep on asking until finally mom's like, okay, just shut up, have the cookie, right? So, or think of, I heard another one. Think of like your 16-year-old daughter who wants an iPhone. Homegirl is going to be persistent until she gets her iPhone, right? Doesn't matter if you say no, she's going to start to bargain with you. And finally, you're going to give in and give her the iPhone. But she had to ask about 100 times, maybe even come up with a PowerPoint presentation just like this one to tell you exactly why she needs that iPhone. Okay, so we can't be fazed by the word no or not succeeding on the first try. Moving on from that, I'm going to kind of give you super backwards from what you'd normally expect advice. I'm going to tell you to go for no and want to fail. Okay? Obviously, when you invite someone and you reach out and start a conversation, you tell them you got this great program that gave you great results. What do you want them to say? Obviously, right off the bat, you want them to be like, oh, yeah, sounds great. Sign me up. Here's my credit card. That's what I wanted. And you learn about, okay, there's Emerald rank and there's Ruby and Diamond. And, well, shoot, I want to be a Diamond coach right away, you know? That's what I wanted too. So, oops. Oh yeah, here, no, that's right. I thought I had a typo. So in this book, there's this quote. It said, my willingness to hear no got me on the right track in my career, but my wantingness to fail catapulted me to the top. So we're talking about how we're desensitizing ourselves to hearing no. And we're going to talk numbers in a little that will kind of put things into perspective for you too. Basically, I'm saying go for no. That means it's not a bad thing when you hear no. You're actually looking to hear no, and we're going to talk about setting some go for no goals too. But being open to making mistakes, being open to failing, which we hear is such a bad thing, really it's not. That's what's going to lead you to success. We have no control what other people do, how they react to what we say, our invites, you know, when we tell them with the price of a challenge pack. But we can control how we react. So if someone's going to tell you no, don't be upset about it and don't get down on yourself. Instead, why can't no be like some empowering thing, right? Like, okay, cool, got to know, move on to the next one. You know, just brush it off and kind of move right on. So it gets to the point where you just need to look beyond Success Club points and look beyond earning commission. And you ultimately just need to want to help people succeed, okay? So they talked on the National Wake Up Call this past week. Chelsea Pearson was on. It was a great call. So if you haven't listened yet, definitely check that out. She talks about serving people where they're at, finding what their need is and helping them regardless of whether they're ever going to buy a challenge pack or not, regardless of if they've already told you no, you still want to find how you can help them. And if you help enough people reach their goals, you're ultimately going to reach your own. So one of the examples she gave was if someone said something like their workouts are good, they got a handle on that, but nutrition, they have no idea where to start. It overwhelms them. Come up with a grocery list or share your grocery list with some healthy foods as kind of like a baseline. Like, okay, here, use this, take this, and get started with it. Save that grocery list, and you can make a post about it on your wall saying, a bunch of people have asked me kind of what do I eat? I came up with this grocery list. Hopefully it can help you guys. And that way you're just giving it to your whole network. So you're adding value and you're helping people, and people they're not going to feel like, oh gosh, she just wants my money, or like, oh gosh, she thinks I'm just going to spend $140 on this challenge. Like, she's just trying to sell me something. No, you actually want to help them. And this is a tool. We have a lot of tools and knowledge because we're interested in this kind of stuff that a lot of people are lacking. Okay. So you just want to serve people however you can. Let's see. And this next one sounds funny too. This whole slideshow probably seems backward. Fall in love with no. Okay. That's our key tonight. Go for no. What I want you to do is, instead of, if you think about it, we set goals. A lot of times our goals have been like, okay, I want to hit SC5 this month. I want to be in Success Club. So you're basically setting a goal for the number of yeses you're going to get. You're going to get yeses from 3 to 5 people each month to hit Success Club, right? So let's try something different for April. I want you to set your goal based on the number of no's that you get. So I was actually on a Team Cup team once, and we printed out a spreadsheet, and it had 100 little circles on it. And we were going to race as a team who could get to 100 no's first, right? Because if you're getting to 100 no's, there are going to be some yeses in there somewhere, right? So if you focus on getting 100 no's, which you would think in your head would be like a negative thing, it's really not. It's forcing you. Getting past the negatives will lead you to more positives. I know it sounds kind of backwards. Does that make sense? So 2 out of 10 people that you talk to will take you up on your invite to a challenge group on the first invite. Okay? So that means if you want to help, let's see, what's my math? If you want to help, if you want to get 100 no's, hold on, now I'm getting confused. 2 out of 10 people will take you up on your invite to a challenge group. So if you're looking to get 100 no's and you send 100 invites out, 20 people are probably going to say yes. Okay? It's just, we're going to kind of play a numbers game here for a second. So really, another thing that the book said was they noted how in a sales job, hearing yes, that's the easy part. It doesn't really teach you anything. You're just like, yes, okay, they're in, they want to do the challenge group. I just made $40 commission and I just got 2 SC points. It's going to get me closer to my goal. Cool. And we move on. Hearing no, that's what teaches you something. That's what reminds you, okay, that's okay. I got to brush it off. What did I do differently in that invite? How could I change it? What is this person looking for that I can fill their need? That hearing no is what's going to build your character and build your self-esteem, right? So I'm going to tell you this story, and soon I'm going to tell you my own personal story from this year. But basically in this book, they talked about a salesman, and he had a goal every week to make 4 sales. I forget what he was selling. It's not important, even though now it's bothering me and I'm going to have to go look. But his goal is to make 4 sales a week. On Monday, he made 3 sales. So he's like, okay, sweet. He's pumped. He's just got to make 1 more sale that week. That should not be hard considering he just made 3 sales on Monday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, he kind of slacked off. Thursday, he went and played golf. And Friday, he didn't make a sale. So he had his 3 sales on Monday, didn't sell anything the rest of the week, and didn't meet his goal. So it's just like when we're thinking about in our business, just to kind of put it into our terms, hitting Success Club. Say you hit Success Club 4 in the first week of the month, and you're like, all right, I already got Success Club 4. I just need to sell 1 more challenge pack this month, and I already hit Success Club 5. This is going to be easy. And you kind of slack off until it's the last week of the month, and I don't have any prospects because I haven't been inviting because I felt like I was in good shape already for this month. And now you need to make a sale the last week of the month where you haven't been building relationships because you slacked off, right? Just like a way to put it into our terms. So if we're going to talk numbers and come up with a go for no goal, say, let's see, we said about 20% of people will say yes on the first time, right? So this guy wants to make 4 sales in his week, and only about 20% of people will say yes. 4 out of 16 is like 25%. So this guy needs to get at least 16 invites in, or sales calls, or whatever his business is, however he wants to do it, if he expects to get 4 sales out of it, right? Just like, and that's not exact because that would be 25%. Math is so not my strong point, but you guys know what I mean. It's a numbers game. That's what it is. So if 2 out of 10 people are going to take you up on your invite, depending on however many people you want to get in this challenge group, you got to get a ton more invites out if you want to be successful. So those who fail the most will ultimately be those who succeed the most. So they also talked about at a company party, they practiced this go for no model. That's like how they were trained in this company, to measure their success by how many no's they got throughout the week. So this guy was shooting for at least 16 no's throughout the week. So had he been doing that all week long, when he got 3 yeses on Monday, he was actually behind in his no goal, right? He just got 3 yeses. So how many no's did he get that day? Not enough to get to 16 for the week, right? So he would have had to keep pushing and ultimately would have ended up with more yeses. It's like totally a backwards concept. But if that's the mentality you're going to have in like a sales position, it's going to work in your favor. So another thing kind of going off of what we just talked about is when you're hot, you're hot. So think about a basketball game or something, any sport really. If someone just drained 2 threes, they're on fire, right? You want to get down the court and you're going to pass them the ball, and you want to make a play where they can shoot the ball again, okay? Because they're on their game. They're on a roll, and so you want to keep getting the shooter the ball so they can keep shooting. So how come when this salesman had 3 sales on Monday, all of a sudden he just slacked off Tuesday and Wednesday, didn't even come into work Thursday? Why did he stop? If he had momentum, he was on fire. How come, and this was me, when I hit Success Club 4 on January 2nd, new year, new month, and I didn't hit Success Club 6 until January 31st, the last day of the month? Why do we do that? Why? It's like we get content with, oh, we're succeeding, we're good, let's kind of slack off. No. Why do we do that? Never lose your success momentum, okay? Once you start succeeding, oh my gosh, you're hot, okay? Push even more. So again, just to kind of emphasize this whole flip-flop mentality that we're having, if you're going for no, like me in the month of January, where on January 2nd, I already had SC4, if I was going for no, and looking for X amount of no's in the month of January, I already had a couple of yeses. I probably would have been behind on my no goal. So if I kept pushing for those more no's, I wouldn't have had to worry about hitting Success Club on the last day of the month. And then just to kind of emphasize on our whole numbers game that we're playing tonight that you can tell I'm so not good at. That's why it's all written out on this slide. Coaching is like such an untraditional thing that people are like super skeptical about. So we're going to make this traditional, and this is just math, and there's just no arguing it. So I read in this book that it said 80% of salespeople don't make it through their first year because they don't make enough calls. So if you're in a typical like sales job, if you're selling insurance or if you're selling, who knows what, alarm systems or whatever it might be, you're doing like a lot of cold calling, and you're calling people, oh, well, can I interest you in any insurance or whatever. So a lot of people don't succeed in this just because they're not making enough calls. So again, how many times am I going to say this? It's a numbers game. So set yourself up for success and make enough calls. So in our terms, you're not going to hit Success Club if you don't make enough invites, if you don't make enough new connections, if you don't build enough relationships. Okay, so set yourself up for success. So think back on this past week. How many invites did you send out? How many new conversations did you start? How many times did you publicly advertise for a challenge group or our virtual sneak peek group on your wall? And I know I just made that today, so don't worry about, it's okay if you didn't advertise for it yet. But you know what I mean. How many times did you do these things this week? Because if your answer is not at all, well, shoot, then you really can't expect to succeed, right? If you said, okay, well, I got like 3 invites out. I talked to 2 people on Monday and 1 person yesterday. And okay, the higher your numbers are in the answers to these questions, the higher your success rate is going to be. It's just, I mean, it makes sense. You think it would be common sense, but sometimes it just takes like hearing this stuff and having it laid out right in front of you before the wheels start to turn and it just all clicks. So if you've ever heard the quote, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, a lot of people come into this coaching thing thinking like, look at her, she's a top coach. Well, she just has it. She just has exactly what it takes. We all have what it takes if we want to. It's just a matter of buckling down and doing it, okay? It's not going to be about who has the prettiest pick monkey that they posted on Facebook. It's about who had the courage to reach out and have these conversations and invite people into their challenge group and just make the connections. And I know where everyone's a people person. And even if you're not outgoing and extroverted, well, shoot, you can do this through your little phone screen on type on your keyboard, okay? You don't have to talk to people face to face even. So I know a lot of coaches also sit down and they want to learn. They're studying, okay, how do I construct a good invite? Or, what makes a good Facebook post? Or how can I add value to people on my social media? And they're studying it and they're coming up with systems to teach their coaches. And that's all well and good, but it's not going to pay off for you unless you actually do it. So that's why we've said before, done is better than perfect, right? If you get that invite out, I don't care if it's perfect. I don't care if, you told them the price right off the bat. And I said, well, I usually try to save the price for the end and just let them know everything they're getting and relate it to their why and their goals and show them how it's going to work for them and then give them the price. I don't care if it's perfect. I just care that it's done, right? You're not going to get any new challengers. You're not going to help any new people unless you're actually reaching out and inviting. So that's why it says here, you can have all the skill in the world. You can study how to do the perfect invite or make the best pick monkey, but none of it helps you at all unless you're applying it. So we can do these team calls every night, all night long, but unless you take what you're learning here and go into your business afterwards, tomorrow, next week, it's not really going to help, right? It's kind of a waste of time. So the last thing I kind of want to touch on before we close out tonight is no doesn't mean never. So here's some more numbers for you. And this is just all sales jobs. This is not just Beachbody coaching. 60% of customers say no 4 times before they say yes. Okay, so that means if you send an invite to someone to join your challenge group, you're probably going to have to ask a couple more times. So don't feel weird when they say, oh, now's not a good time. And like next month rolls around and you're like, hey girl, I know last month wasn't a good time for you. Just wanted to check in and see if you wanted to join next month's challenge. Okay, it's not weird. A lot of people will just be glad that you didn't forget about them. So on the sales aspect of it, 44% of salespeople give up after hearing one no. So if you look in my inbox, you could go back to where I first started coaching and you could see some of my first invites. And I guarantee there are some people in there that told me no in the very beginning, and I never reached out to them again. So those are people who it literally could have just been a seriously bad time, or they could have just read my message and totally forgotten to write back. But I did not respond back to them, so essentially I gave up after one no. It says 22% more give up after the second no, 14% after the third no, and 12% after the fourth no. So if you add all those together, 92% of salespeople give up without asking that 5th time. And over half the time, that's when people are ready, okay? So as far as challenge packs go and getting going on your fitness routine and stuff, to be honest, I know these are the statistics, but I don't think I've ever had to ask someone 5 times before they commit. You kind of keep the relationship going and keep talking to them. And usually like the 3rd or 4th time, all of a sudden they're ready. But again, each person is different, and that's why you use your people skills and you just keep building that relationship, right? So the key from this slide that I just wanted to talk about is when someone says no, train yourself to just hear not yet or not right now, okay? Don't hear no and think, okay, well, she's not ever going to be in a challenge group. That's not how it works, okay? Because if we worked that way, then we'd be running out of people to join in our challenge groups like on day 2 of coaching. So just make sure we're not getting discouraged when we hear no, and when we do hear no, we're not going to give up on those people, okay? And that is pretty much what I wanted to go over today. The other thing, whoops, that's not it. I wanted to show you guys is, I should have kept it up here. I think it's up here too. I just have way too much on my desktop. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. Okay. Can you see that?
No. It's like, it looks weird. Let me try it. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we talked at the beginning about you can kind of buckle down and get serious about your business at any time, okay? I know coaches who have been coaching for a year and haven't done anything, just been getting the discount, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I'm ready, let's do this. Let's take this seriously, and I want to start building a business. And then on the other hand, there are coaches who jump in on day 1, and on day 2, they're ready to lead their first challenge group, and they're already advertising, okay? Everyone's different. So basically, I want to use this little PicMonkey I made to tell you guys exactly what you want to do and need to do if you want to step it up and be a girl boss, okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do, and my schedule will be changing in the next coming months, so I'll have a lot more availability to do calls with you guys, is schedule a weekly call with your upline. If your upline's not available and it's not me, then let me know. You can schedule a weekly call with me as well. The next thing you want to do is use and submit your business activity tracker to your upline every Thursday morning. So in Beachbody land, we know our pay periods go from a Thursday morning to a Wednesday night. So every Thursday morning is like, the Monday of Beachbody week. Okay, that's when you start fresh for the week. So you should go in your online office and print out your business activity tracker every Thursday morning and start fresh on that new sheet. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you want to get serious and buckle down with your business, is every Thursday morning, you're going to you can take a picture with your cell phone and text it to me or Facebook message it to me. You can scan it and send it to me in an email or your upline coach. I want you to submit your business activity tracker every Thursday morning, because that's going to be able to show us where some holes are in your business and where we can work and where we can practice and grow. So don't be afraid if you didn't send out invites one day, just put a little circle in there that you didn't do it. It's not a big deal. I have plenty of circles on my business activity trackers when I fill them out, but we have to measure exactly what we're doing in order to grow and reflect and see where we can improve. So schedule a weekly call, submit your business activity tracker. The next one is be on the team call and the national wake up call. This is like your free dose of clarification / coaching / motivation all in one. And these are set up to help you succeed. So make sure you're tuning in and getting the most out of them. And then the last one is schedule your power hours, which we've talked about that before. We've done them as a team as well. It's basically running through your business activity tracker and making sure you get everything done. We also will be scheduling team power hours, and that is kind of, I'll keep you guys in the loop. We're just kind of looking at picking a good time for that. So I'll post this in our team page, and that's pretty much all I had for you guys tonight. Any questions? You're easy. Okay.